there are indeed other WNBA teams aside from the Indiana Fever, even if they don't get as much attention or if their social media teams aren't as on point. Nonetheless, WNBA training camp has started. Obviously, the Fever, a big topic of conversation. Clark's added strength has been a discussion point, but there are plenty of other fascinating stories, including Paige Becker's first season with the Dallas Wings, fresh off of that UConn championship, right into Dallas, teaming up with Dejanay Carrington and company. Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky. What does Reese do as an encore? She's got a new teammate in Haley Vanlith, an old Sky member in Courtney Vandersloot to lead the show. They made that trade for Ariel Atkins. Obviously, the Sparks bring in Kelsey Plum to revitalize that franchise a little bit, give them a bit of star power. The Washington Mystics have a whole bunch of new players. The Liberty are trying to repeat. The Aces have Jewel Lloyd in tow. So those are just some of the stories to watch before the WNBA season, as you know, a lot of new pieces try to gel and come together. But there are some glimpses that we've been shared from a few of those spots, and I'll take you around the globe. No, the country. Yes, the country, including what Paige Becker said was her welcome to the WNBA moment. This was probably my favorite bit.
Yeah. What's the biggest difference from college to the pros that you see?
Honestly, screens I got hit by, that would be like the first, like, wow, okay, this is different. And obviously the floor is a little strange. You got defensive 3 seconds in the lane, offensive 3 seconds in the lane, so that's a little bit different. And then the pace and obviously the physicality, stuff they like.
That's kind of a whirlwind the last few weeks.
So she's been playing point guard there. She talked about that and that maybe she'll handle the ball a little bit more than she actually even did at UConn. The screen thing, you know, didn't surprise me because Caitlin Clark got hit by some mean screens last year, including the one by Jonquel Jones that ruptured her eardrum. Also, Paige and Dejanay had some fun with the social admin. They were roasting each other online. But obviously, that's one of the big stories, is to see how Beckers does in her rookie season. Not only how she acclimates to the league and everything, but then how she performs and how people follow her. You know, how big a deal is it going to be? Is it going to be a moment of excitement? Oh, this is a new thing. We're watching her now. Or is it going to be something that has a bunch of staying power? That will, you know, be told over the course of the season and once action tips off. I mentioned Angel Reese. She's back with the Sky. She talked about last year a little bit, and that was interesting because it seemed like she didn't think her teammates had her back.
I mean, from top to bottom, from Ariel to Kia to Beck to Sloot, like from E to E Will, like it's just a breath of fresh air to have somebody to have your back. And I think that's the most important thing. And just learning from the offseason, I hung with Chelsea, obviously, and asking her, like, what did it take for you guys to win that championship? And they were saying, like, sisterhood and just being able to have each other's back. So I learned a lot in my offseason, and just coming back here, being able to be around a great group.
And Angel's a winner. Can't take that away from her. She knows how to win. She's won at every level. So you got to take her word for that. And that Kennedy Carter situation may have been uglier than any of us realized. I mean, we knew she came with some baggage, but she packed her bags and went to a team in the Mexican League. So that is, you know, telling, considering her talent. That wasn't the only thing Angel Reese said. She also talked about Haley Vanlith and the reunion that they've got going on there.
Now in year 2, it seems. I'm not a vet yet, but just staying poised. I mean, I know a lot of pressure is probably on her from the outside. You know, I know how it is, just being the big name, coming to town, expecting to do big things, and I was just telling her, like, stay calm, stay poised. Me and Haley have a great relationship. I love her, and just being able to be here for her in this moment, because last year was tough for me because I didn't have a lot of vets. So just being that big sister, I guess, kind of to her this year is super important for her.
Yeah, how much?
Angel seems like she's in really good spirits as the season's about to start. Of course, I'm intrigued to see what she adds to her game, what it looks like in her second season, what leap she can take. But I'll reserve any comments on that until we see her out on the floor and the Sky out on the floor. They start the season with the Indiana Fever. One thing I didn't mention was the first year for the Golden State Valkyries. Let's get into some former Iowa players because I know I got a lot of Iowa fans watching me. This was Kate Martin talking about the Valkyries and the team's identity.
We know what we want our identity to be, and it's killers. Like we want to be gritty. We want to be relentless. We want to be the ones diving on the floor for loose balls. We want to be getting stops on defense. We want to be playing together, and we want to be working our tails off, and that's our identity for sure.
Yeah, we had people going out into the corners, the stands, and the chairs, just diving for basketballs, and I'm like, oh, hold on. So yeah, I would say they're killers.
So right now, I think the Valkyries' accommodations are more interesting than their roster, but it will still be kind of fascinating to see how they play in their first year, where they go from here, where they build, how much of support that they have from the fan base and all that. And then I mentioned some comments from the Mystics coach about Lucy Olsen, who's got a big following. Sydney Johnson, here's what he had to say about Lucy Olsen. Of course, no guarantee she makes the team.
Just with Lucy, what have you seen? Because, on the collegiate level at Villanova and at Iowa, I mean, she was a mid-range menace. In the professional ranks, how has that skill set of hers and that strength of hers seamlessly kind of translated to the WNBA level?
Yeah, well, I think Courtney Williams has shown the world that the mid-range game is still alive and well, and she's had a wonderful career and it continues to, and her ability to knock down that shot, everybody in the league knows how valuable that can be. So we're certainly not pulling that away from Lucy in any shape or form. It's just got to be a shot that she makes at a high level, which is what Courtney does. What I would say directly in terms of Lucy is her work ethic is really on the high end. I mean, she really puts her time in, which is impressive, which is what's needed at this level. And then she's shown an ability to learn fast. And so those two skills bode well for a long career. Obviously, you got to have health in there as well. But those two things stick out right now.
So some nice compliments from the head coach of the Mystics to Lucy Olsen. So those are just some of the storylines. I didn't get around to New York, the defending champs, of course, or the Lynx, who were trying to avenge that finals loss. Not too many new stories from those teams. A lot of the same personnel, obviously, there. The Aces, also obviously a big name franchise, but I haven't seen Jewel Lloyd speak or any specific action from that. Asia Wilson did talk about resting and getting herself rejuvenated for the season. But I thought that was those were some of the most interesting bits. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's call it the Robin Lundberg 2025 WNBA Training Camp Tour.